yes. So everyone, please meet Cal. So he is our mentor, and he's also a professional designer that has his own designing company, a big one, very successful one, Pixel Dreams. And today we're going to be talking about the graphic design that is for amateurs, right? So because when I created my business, I needed to do a design, and actually Cal helped me with branding and everything to get start off, but I could not rely on him because my startup, we didn't have any money, right? So we needed to have some contingency to design the graphics ourselves here and there for the website, for different events, for like anything, you name it. And so we needed to find the tools. And honestly, I tried all the tools that professionals use, and I was apparently not smart enough to figure them out, even though I'm a software developer, but I'm not a designer. So I needed to turn to more traditional tools. And so the tools that we used in our business, I'm going to share with you today. And going to share some of the technique that we used, even like to design the logos and stuff. But Cal is here to comment on actually from the professional side of you, how it's actually, how good this graphics is and how you can improve it, and also where you can use professional advice and professional service to in your business. So we're going to start right now. I'm going to share my screen and kick off with the presentation. If you have any questions, as usual, you can ask in the chat. And we're going to go back to them as well. We live streaming as well. So those who are watching us on the live stream, please feel free to also type your question in a live stream chat. We're going to go back to those as well. All right, so graphic design. And this design today, I'm going to be doing it without starting in the presentation. I'm going to do it in the environment that also I'm going to go over today, Canva. So you can see it already in a Canva format. As the usual disclaimer, we're not promoting anyone, and we're not we're not getting paid by anyone for this presentation. This is solely our own experience and something that we experience and something we just share with you, all the tools. So our plan for today, we're going to be working with images, graphics, videos, and music, and also the logos, fonts, and colors. And we're going to have a subject matter expert, Cal, commenting on those as well. So yes, and images. So working with the images, images, and this is something that I discovered when I just started working with the image, and they can be different. There are different sizes, there are different types, there are different formats. So they could be a vector icon, the vector graphics, they could be, they're different. So when you say an image, beware that they are not all the same. So we're starting first with photos. Photos, of course, we use in our business, we put on our website. And for example, two of the very common one that people use, for example, Unsplash. So Unsplash, you can search for the photos. You go to unsplash.com technology, you find lots of photos, and they are free to use. And so you have to beware, because the rules are changing all the time. So every time you use the photo, please look at whether you have to specify the credentials or not for who this photo is taken with. So that is pretty clear on the website. When you go and you add and you download, you're going to be told about that. Same, for example, Pixels is also the resource that you can go and download the photos from. The only problem is probably with these ones that there are lots of photos that being reused. So you need to spend some time looking for the ones that are not as used before. So your website would not look like any other website as well. Yes, and as I said, you would like, please read the terms and conditions on when you're using the photos, because technically you can get in trouble if you not comply to the terms of the condition and conditions, because some of the photos require that you specify, for example, the author of the photo. Otherwise, website could be taken down. Google, so you of course can go and search on a Google. So if you go to google.com and, for example, search for anything, like, for example, I search for math, you go to images, and there voila. So but with the Google you have to be very, very careful. So when you click on there, you always have to say the learn more, so this is the subject of copyright. If this is copyrighted photo, you have to be very careful on how to on placing it on your website, but you can use this small tool. So the usage rights, for example, so you go and you click the tools, and then you can have the photos that with a special licensing, right? And then probably the license details, you have to read a little bit more, so how to actually use this photo. So make sure that you comply to this. Graphic the images, the free pick is another tool. So these are not photos, but these are rather the graphic images. Let me see if we have that. I have this open. Yes, so this is the free pick. So you see, this is the images that somebody already created the graphics for you, and you can reuse it. You can also, of course, do the search and search for the graphics that you need. But the free pick is a very popular one, so you can download this, the designs, the ready designs from there. And again, you have to read the terms and conditions as well as you download. Shutterstock is a very popular one as well, the very popular resource. It's for the images and for the videos as well. Let me just... Yes, but this one is basically expensive resource, but they have a very good quality images and pictures. So you can, so you can see them. They're quite good. So this is the resource that we sometimes use as well, especially when we would like to get a design that is not as common, right? So, and not as not being seen in the internet all over the place. Illustrations. So in order for you, for example, for one presentation or something, if you have to have like these pages consistently or consistent through the website, so you can use the stories on free pick. So same tool that I just talked about, stories in free pick. Yes, so for example, if you click on one of the stories, you can see that there is this the stories that are related to it, and you can use the same graphics in the presentations. So quite easy to use the storylines. So pretty straightforward. So they are all the same kind of format and the same style, right? And you can also the change colors here to different ones. And you see that, therefore you can adjust to your color schemes. And we will be talking about color schemes just a little bit down the road. So remember about stories.freepick.com. Let me just check the chat. So you're asking, guys, is there any recordings available? Yes, there will be recordings, and you can go to CryptoChicks hatchery.com/Delia and request the recordings as well. Undraw illustrations, so same as the flat designs. Undraw. So that's not what I wanted, probably. Google doesn't want me to do this. All right, so the illustrations on Draw, same thing. You can download the ones of a kind, so the same style for your presentations or for your website. So these are the images that you can download and use. And yeah, so usually the flat design ones, they're like, they could be expensive if you are designing them customly, but yes, so this service provides you the free one. 3D animations in an acre, so that was available until recently, but right now they closed it down and they only have it by appointment and by the but you can sign up for the demo. And they will contact you on the website. So I will not be demoing it for you right now, but yes, so they used to provide a very fashionable, very great free 3D animations, and they are not free anymore, unfortunately, right? So 3D, that used to be Naker.